promise I'm gonna speak up when I hop about to cut. I promise I'm gonna speak up when I hop about to cut. I promise I'm gonna speak up when I hop about to cut. I promise I'm gonna make a scene. Got lights, cameras, action, but I promise that I won't be seen.
My name is Theodore.
My name is
and I am
Markeshia.
about 8 years old.
You 8?
And I'm 10.
9 years.
I was diagnosed with anxiety, depression, and PTSD.
Okay, do you recall what happened 6 years ago?
Okay.
I got taken away.
I don't really remember.
It felt like I was fighting a losing battle.
I felt sad, mad.
If there was one thing that you could tell a child going through the same
I just
thing,
wanted
okay,
to
what's
tell
the
them.
hardest part about it? Easiest part to deal with?
There was a lot of obstacles, but I overcame them.
Children, just know that it will be alright.
Before I begin telling my story, I must give warning that this story may potentially trigger some people who have similar background stories and current situations. I cried reflecting on the past event. However, if we can find the strength to get through this story, you may find some valuable information throughout my story. If you don't think you can, I understand, and you don't have to endure the agony, guilt, or the emotions. Just remember you are strong and will come out victorious if you never give up. You can still leave questions in the comments, and I will try to help you even if you can't continue. I'm a single mom. I trusted, I loved, I failed. I moved on. I trusted, I loved, I failed. I moved on. The third time was supposed to be the charm, but again, I trusted, I loved, I failed, and I moved on. I prided myself that I was not so affected by society to have multiple babies by a man who has already proved he wasn't going to provide for the child we already had together. I felt like I could at least give my subsequent children a chance to have a better father. So yes, my children have different fathers, but regardless, I tried the best I could in the situation I was in. I was raised in a two-parent household, so I understood the importance both parents played in the development of a child. So I left the door open for them to have relationships with their children, but they wouldn't accept the role for my sons. And my daughter's dad would pick up the slack sometimes, but he had other responsibilities to take care of, and I understood that. So I was struggling to take care of my two babies, and I was pregnant with my third at the time. Due to situations at work, situations at home, it was pretty cool. So I left that job and moved to the house that I grew up in. Because I knew in order to move forward, sometimes you have to take a step back. Mentally, I still struggled with full-time motherhood with no breaks. Taking on the roles that the father should have taken, but since they refused to fulfill those obligations, I still kept doing my best. I was teaching them, taking hand-me-downs, making clothes for my clothes because I was struggling to afford them. I was disciplining, mothering, doctoring, and nurturing. I never drank alcohol and didn't do drugs, getting food stamps. I was putting my all into putting them first and neglecting myself, just pouring everything into my children. In infancy, they all got breastfed up to 6 months and got sippy cups, and the boys didn't get the pacifiers. They didn't want it, but my daughter was off by month 8. Age 2, my oldest was adding to 10, writing his full name, cleaning his room, making his bed, riding a bicycle. He was potty trained at age 1 and he was taking himself. My daughter was 1 and was potty trained by 1 and learned along with her older brother, and by 2 she was cleaning and making her bed also. This was no different for the third, except potty training took him a little longer for him, but he was brave enough to try anything the older kids did and more. And by ages 2, 3, and 4, they could tell you their information, including their mother's name and information, addresses, phone numbers, birthdays, etc. The outside appearance was great, but the inside of me looked lost, chaotic, broken, and doubtful.
I shine so bright, you might go blind.